What's going on, urban CEOs? This is Taria Vision Avant, and this is another edition of As Real as It Gets TV. I am so excited to be here. We have another incredible VIP guest, and of course, we have our ambassadors as well as just some great information for you guys. Now, I'm just super excited to be here, and I want to let you guys know as we still have supplies for anybody who actually purchases an Urban CEO t-shirt. You will also get this Urban CEO face mask because we want to make sure that you guys are safe. Now, one of the things that every single one of our masks get, because I don't just want to send you guys a mask, I want to make sure that we're also equipping you for ultimate health. Each mask will also have its own filter, and all you got to do is you can actually kind of slit it a little bit so that you can slide in your filter right at the top. Hold on, let me show you guys. It's real easy to do. You see, just slide your filter. Just in case for those of you who want a little bit of extra protection. And so it's really simple to put on. You see? And believe it or not, y'all, I wore this. Hold on, let me take it off. I wore this the other day and somebody was like, Urban CEO, what is that? What do you do? And of course, I'm able to go into my spiel. Now, for those of you, this is your first time ever hearing about Urban CEO, welcome. How you doing? Okay. Urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. And honestly, when we put this company together, the vision was to be able to be that bridge, between the urban community and business success. For me, I have literally bootstrapped my way to a six-figure business. I didn't understand a lot of the resources or the tools and the people that were available. And even sometimes when I would get around people who had the resources, it's like sometimes many people forget that you need to meet people where they are. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I don't really understand a whole lot of stuff when it comes to someone that's been plugged into the corporate world or plugged into business. So when it's time to expand and terminologies and steps, it just to sound like so overwhelming and confusing. So I was one of those CEOs where, I didn't really register my business the right way. I didn't have my stuff set up the proper way. I just straight up used PayPal, Stripe, whatever I could use. And, and I just grinded my way, and then come to find out, there could have been so many things I could had taken advantage of, from being able to get funded to being able to build and establish business credit to even being able to position myself to get government grants. But a lot of the times when we go to these types of events and or rallies or meetings or conferences, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be real honest. A lot of times people just forget, everybody ain't on your level and everybody don't understand what the hell you talking about. So you need to make sure that you simplify it for some of us in this audience that's kind of new to this. Okay, I ain't new to the hustle. I'm true to the hustle, but I'm new to some of this verbiage. You know what I'm saying? It used to just go right over my head. And another thing about Urban CEO is that we want to be able to provide an atmosphere that regardless of your background, we don't judge people over here. In fact, I believe that we need to stop doing that. I don't believe people wake up automatically making decisions to do something wrong. People wake up making decisions to survive. And so with that stated, we love and invite everyone that wants to be able to get themselves on the right side of success, whether it's success in business, your career, health and wellness, and all that stuff. All right. Well, anyways, I ain't gonna talk you to death, but I did want to share with you guys a little bit about Urban CEO. And if you have not plugged in, we're looking for you. We need you. Come join the movement. Go to Urban CEO Network. And then I think you can see the text message. It says text Urban CEO to 484848 so that you can be in the know. You could be able to receive all the information first whenever we have big events, announcements, and there's just a lot that's coming up. Okay, so please make sure that you plug into us, urbanceonetwork.com. But other than that, we got to pay some bills. We got a commercial to get to, and then we will go ahead and get ready for the rest of this show. All right. See ya.
Hi, my name is Angela Taylor, the founder and CEO of So Lovely Creation Boutique and Angela Sky Collection. I created Angela Sky Collection to tell my story, to tell my journey. I believe that fashion speaks value, and I believe that it tells everyone's story because it gives you a chance to create something that you love, create something that other people will enjoy and love too. Everyone has a story to tell, and I hope that you guys can truly find your own voice, and maybe So Lovely Creation Boutique and Angel Sky Collection can help you find that voice by wearing some of my items that has boisterous words on there and expresses feeling.
Hello. What's going on? Listen, I am Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills, and these announcements are just as red hot and rolling as my girl Taria. So listen up, grab your pen and your pad, and let's talk. So, I am excited that I get to be not only an Urban CEO ambassador, but a professor. So if you are a coach, an expert, or someone in a space who has lots of knowledge, we are looking for you. We are looking for you. It's a great experience to be a professor. And if you want to know more details, all you have to do is to email support@urbanceonetwork.com. Again, support@urbanceonetwork.com. Put in that subject line professor so we can know that it's coming for this, all right? And talking about being an ambassador, honey child, we are looking for you. YOU, wherever you are. All you have to do is go to urbanceonetwork.com and you click on contact and you'll be able to apply. Yes. One more announcement coming from my camp is that I want as many people as possible to get on the news. So if you go to howtomakeittothenews.com, then you can learn how to do that. So again, I am Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. I'm so excited about getting people seen and getting paid. And I turn it back over to Taria.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Taria Vision Avant, and I wanted to just jump up here real quick and tell you, have you heard about the Urban CEO Network? Darling, if you have not heard about Urban CEO, then you need to make sure that you jump on board. Right now, we have a special so that you can actually be a part of our Urban CEO Academy, which is our monthly membership program, where not only do you get exclusive access to events, discounts, and things of that nature, but you also get training that's designed to help you to grow your business. Right now, you can join for 7 days for free and see what we're all about. All you need to do is go to urbanceoacademy.com and check us out for real. Like, we're the fastest growing organization right now, designed to help men and women that come from the urban community that want to grow in business, that want to grow in their career, or you simply just want to be able to grow in your life. Urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. So come over here, check us out, join. We want you to be a part of what we're doing. 7 days free. You have really, it's a win-win situation, so you can see what we're all about, all right? So join. I look forward to seeing you guys there. I'm going to talk to you later. Deuces.
Hello, beautiful people. I am super excited to be here with you today on As Real as It Gets TV. Taria, you're the best. That was a weird heart, but it's all right. So my name is Chanel Spencer. I am the CEO of Maximum Evolution, and I help women to transform and to create their own tables, because we are no longer fighting or waiting for a seat at anybody else's table. We're just going to go and build our own. And you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Chanel Spencer Now, and go to www.readytotransformnow.com, because you need me now. You need to transform now, not 5 minutes from now, not tomorrow, today, right now, in this second. So thank you. And today's quote of the day is, "It is your road and yours alone. Others can walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you." And that is by the amazing Rumi. And thank you for being here and tuning in. Bye, beautiful people. Back to you, Taria.
All right, y'all. So we are back. Listen, today's show has been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much to our ambassadors who continue to keep showing up to this show as real as it gets every single week. We appreciate you so much. And if you're interested in being an ambassador, listen, the doors to the Urban CEO Church are always open, so pull up on us, okay? Just go to the website, urbanceonetwork.com. Check out all the great news about what's taking place in the Urban CEO world. Now, as we always like to do, we always like to bring a VIP guest for our show. And let me tell you something. Today, we've brought an exceptional woman. In fact, let me tell you this. We had a chance to actually see her live in action on stage at our last Atlanta Summit, the first Atlanta Summit that we ever had. And what's crazy, on that particular day when we were doing the summit, we had a snowstorm. Like the weirdest snowstorm that lasted for maybe an hour. And in some parts of Atlanta, you know how Atlanta is, honey, you know, well, we were traumatized. So let's just be real. We were traumatized from some years before. But let me go ahead and just introduce you to this young lady. She is an incredible, first of all, an incredible woman of God. But most importantly, I want to let you know, Brooklyn Tankard. She is known as Queen Brooklyn. She's a part of a reality star. She's a reality TV star. Look, I'm over here trying to read stuff, but y'all, that's okay. You know I can read. She's a reality TV star, transformational life coach, motivational speaker, actress, singer, investor, film, TV producer, which, I cannot wait to talk a little bit about that, darling, as well as creative brand consultant. She quickly became a breakout star on her family's hit Bravo TV show and docuseries, Thicker Than Water, as fans actually fell in love with her authenticity, which you guys are going to see, her entrepreneur spirit, her loving energy and driven attitude and good sense of humor. Look, we're going to talk more about everything because she sent me like this whole dissertation, child. Her team, they sent me this dissertation, but we're going to talk to her live and direct because Queen Brooklyn is in the building. So without further ado, I want you guys to give it up for our guest, none other than the beautiful Queen Brooklyn's in the house. Yes, darling.
Hello.
Look, I was trying to read that biography so quick, you know, so that it wouldn't take too long so we could bring you up. And I was getting tongue-tied. So I said, you know what, let me just bring her to the line so that you guys can get a chance to meet this beautiful woman that I got a chance to see in Atlanta, Georgia. How you doing, girl?
I'm good, Queen T. How you doing?
Queen, I am doing amazing. Listen, you know, as we were getting started, I was telling you, I'm just over here trying to stay busy so I can stay sane, child, because I've been in every corner of my house, honey. I've been going to team club bed, club kitchen, club couch, all types of stuff, but we're maintaining over here. So I know I didn't give you justice, you know, as far as your introduction, and I would love for you to be able to share to our urban CEOs a little bit about who you are, your background, from the good to the bad. Like, let's talk about all that because that's what Urban CEO is all about. And I would love for everybody to get a chance to know the woman that I get a chance to see. So go ahead. The floor is yours.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, just to say hello, what's up, Urban CEOs? I'm so proud of you guys for recognizing your greatness and jumping out there to become a CEO. It's not easy. And a lot of you guys came from different backgrounds, came from the bottom, and now you're here. You know what I mean? And it's more levels and more levels and more levels. And that's really my story, you know, young girl out of Tennessee, Nashville, AKA Cashville, Tennessee, you know, single parent home, went through a lot of things and challenges, but thankfully I was able to pitch and secure a hit reality show for my family on Bravo TV called Thicker Than Water, second highest rated freshman season, only after Real Housewives of Atlanta, honey, and we love God, honey. And but I'm thankful for that opportunity. I'm an actress, I'm a singer, and I just love to create. So I do creative directing for brands, and I also have now decided to just really take it to another level with the coaching, another level with the consulting, because I promised God when I was at the bottom that I would take people with me to the next dimension of my life. And so I'm excited about doing that and helping people to explode from the inside out and transform from the inside out and change themselves so they can change their lives. And so that's what I wake up for every morning, sis.
You know what? I love it. And you know what I love so much about you? You know, I'm always stressing to the fact that I love when people, you know, well, first of all, a lot of people use the word authentic, right? But when I say like real, down to earth, authentic, there's a difference between just saying that you are and actually being that. And, you know, when we talk about Urban CEO, our goal is to be able to connect with people that maybe they didn't always make the right decisions, or maybe they didn't come up with the perfect background. And sometimes when you get around these folks that just seem to be so having it together perfect, it can be a little intimidating. Now, when you came into the room, I'm not gonna lie, your energy is very infectious, but you had that personality that I felt like anybody could be able to connect to you. And I appreciate you being that way, because you've had a lot of successes, and you could have came in there, honey, and been like, no, I can't, I can't talk to anybody right now. It's not, that wasn't your personality. Like, you were in there like swimwear. And so I appreciate that. So let's talk about this. You pitched the show Thicker Than Water. And so that was one of the things. Because where did you learn how to pitch a show? Because that's crazy to me, to just be like, okay, y'all, our family need to be on TV. Let's pitch it. Most people would have no idea where to start, or even have the audacity to say, like, let's go ahead and pitch this thing.
I mean, to be honest with you, Queen T, it's a lot of things that can be learned. People go to school to study that. They spend lots of time in apprenticeships, different programs, learning like how to pitch shows and get them picked up, and cross their fingers and hope that they become a hit show. For me, that was not the case. For me, is what I call a gift grace download. I'm graced and gifted in this particular area to where it's literally like a supernatural download. So literally, I put together a treatment, which is what you would do. And I never put together a treatment. I had not done the research.
Come on now.
I mean, it was literally a God download, and I'm thankful it happened that way, because I feel as if God allowed it to happen that way so that no one else could get the glory. And I know that this came from beyond me, that this source of God operated through me in the earth to manifest this, to trailblaze for my family, to trailblaze for other Black families, to show positive images of Black people on television.
Come on now.
To show that you can be a spicy sis, you can have some little auburn, you can have some red in your hair.
Come on.
You can be a bad chick, you can have a little country accent, and you can still be a bad businesswoman, and you don't have to change who you are when you walk into the boardroom. You don't have to change who you are when it's time to sit down and negotiate with Bravo TV.
Yes, come on, listen, come on now. Yes, girl, you better come with the energy, and I love that. Listen, because we always feel, especially our community, we're quick to feel like we gotta conform or change or do, be different in order for people to approve us. And I believe that when you come with confidence, there's nothing that nobody can turn away confidence. You can't turn away somebody. You could be saying stuff all wrong. I mean, look at T.I. He get on, the videos sometimes. We don't know if that's a word or not, but he says it with confidence. And because he says it with the confidence, that's why we just, we trust it, right? Okay, so I have another question for you. So I know one of the things that you initially, when you came and met with us at our Urban CEO Summit in Atlanta, you were sharing that you help individuals who possibly do have a show idea. I know we used to sit down with my girls. Me and my girls used to always sit down like, they need to have us on a TV show and stuff, even though, I don't think it was that interesting, but you never know. So for those individuals, urban CEOs right now that are, looking or possibly thinking of ideas, is this something that you coach people in, like how to pitch a show, or do you kind of walk them through the entire process?
Absolutely. I actually do multiple things. With some people, I'm just helping them to actually develop the concept. With others, I go as far as to help them to develop the scissor reel and to produce it. With others, I go as far as to actually pitch the content and to get it picked up. And so it's levels to it. But one thing that is really important is your story. The story is important. And it's actually a lot easier to get on TV than people think if you have a very convincing, unique story, that is kind of hard to mimic, that opens up and brings people into a new world that they usually wouldn't get access to. With my situation, it was very unique. My father's a world-renowned pastor, gospel jazz artist, and I was a young broken girl that went on and to the world of prostitution and drugs and had a brothel and teenage pregnancy and homelessness. So many different things that I was able to bring into the story that you think would be the things to hold me back. But the very thing in people's past that they think hold them back is the very pedestal, the very content that the networks want, the very thing that people are embarrassed of and that they want to keep behind. No, those are the things that I help to bring out of the clients and help them to be more vulnerable in that. And also being in the world of production, of course, when I first pitched our family show, it was the Holy Ghost download, but from there, it opened up doors for me to be educated from some of the best in the industry. So I started meeting all type of producers, meeting with networks, being able to have these relationships and just learn from the inside. Hey, this is what we're really looking for. This is what we really want. This is how we want it presented in order for us to even hear you. You know,
Yeah, yeah, man, that's really, really good. Well, first of all, I love the fact that you also said to the, in regards to it being a God download, but then once the gift is, see, we always talk about, faith without works is dead, or, we got to walk by faith and not by sight, right? But the thing is, like, once that opportunity has been presented to you, it is of our responsibility now to take it to another level. And I think that's so important that you shared that. Like, yes, God opened this opportunity, but I didn't just sit there and just twiddle my thumbs and hope that everything worked out. Like, no, I got to work and I got to grinding. And so you were on this show. Now, what season is this show in?
Season 3.
Wow.
Season 3. So we've had 3 seasons on Bravo TV. It's been a blessing. We come on right after Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is really cool. So we have a strong demographic everywhere, but Atlanta for sure. And I just like what we're bringing to the show. It got real, it got raw. So if some of you watch the show, then maybe you know, and if some of you don't, I'm happy to share some of that story with you guys. So maybe you can identify and see the value in your story and how you can share it with the world, whether it's TV, whether it's a book, however you need to get that story out.
Well, absolutely. Well, that's what I was about to ask next. I was about to get up in your business and tell me and ask you to tell us, not me, but us, a little bit about your experiences, or like what are some of the things that, took place in the show. And honestly, I've been watching some of the news of what's been taking place with some of, our reality queens and out here, and just dealing with the public eye and the unfortunate situation of the mental health challenges that take place with being in the public eye. So I would love to hear from you, how has your experience been on reality TV? And, because you do tell a little bit of your business, and how has that experience been for you, and what does that look like? So share with us some tea, but also your experiences.
Absolutely. I will give you the tea. Well, first of all, let me just say I'm huge when it comes to your mental health. I feel like it's so important. And, mental health has been an issue, not just in my family, but in several families, right? And so a lot of times people see what's on the TV screen, but they don't see what's off the TV screen as well. You only get to see so much. So there were parts of the show where they maybe saw me filming and it looked like I was living with my dad, but actually I was living in my own home being a caretaker to my biological mother who's diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia. And that's the story behind the story. So they see this girl struggling to, fighting to be an entrepreneur, get out the streets and this and that. But really I was fighting for my mind. So I didn't repeat a pattern, right? So I didn't mimic the things and model after my mother. But being such in close space with someone when you're trying to help them, right?
Wow.
Sometimes when you're trying to help somebody up, they can pull you down. So meanwhile, I'm on the show. I'm launching hairlines. I'm producing fantasy hair shows. I'm producing for Bronner Brothers. I'm doing men's fashion shows. I'm hosting New York Fashion Week. And I'm coming back home to a mom who is suicidal. I'm trying to make sure she's on the right medication. I'm trying to make sure I'm not suicidal. Hello.
Come on now. Come on. Right. Come on now.
You got all the eyeballs in the world watching you. You got all the pressure in the world watching you. But in all actuality, that was not necessarily new for me. In a sense, it was new, but in a sense, because my father, I love him. He's a world-renowned gospel jazz artist and pastor, very well known in the Christian community. And everyone knows as a pastor's daughter, baby, they are looking at you. It's like, and he's in the gospel music. So I was used to kind of having that pressure on my back, but actually what the show helped me to do, it helped me to have the hard conversations. With TV, the very thing, those producers, they get close to you, they find out what your soft spots are, and the very things that they know that you don't want to talk about are the very things that they're going to bring up. So I had daddy issues. I had limiting beliefs that was limiting my relationships with my family. I had forgiveness issues. I needed to forgive from hurt from when I was younger. So many different things that I needed to let go. And the show actually was like therapy, girl, with people watching. People watching. They would put me in a restaurant with my dad and bring it up to put me in a position to have a hard conversation. And then I'm like, had a breakdown. And it caused me to address my emotions that I would never address, that I always push back to the back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I started learning to live with my emotions, because you got to understand, I was coming from a hard life. So it was like, emotions, what? I used to be a madam. I had 20 girls working in a house. Like,
Woo.
what? We wasn't in
What?
Nevada.
Right.
What? You know?
Listen, Queen Brooklyn has a lot to her story, as you can hear, and I can appreciate though you sharing that. You had to be put into a position where you came out and had to share those emotions. But yeah, I mean, I can already imagine, like, you probably did not talk about your emotions. You didn't share stuff that you were going through. And even when we have urban CEOs or urban family members, many of us, we've grown into those positions, whatever our story is, where we don't really share our emotions, and we don't know how to. I think that's one of the biggest challenges, is just being effective with communicating, like, what it is that we're going through, or even knowing how to communicate what we're going through. I know a lot of times you just don't know what the heck is going on. So I can appreciate that. So now, have you had to share like everything on the show so far? Or there's still some things that we can expect to like find out in some future seasons?
I mean, I'm a really open book. You know what I mean? So anything that wasn't shown, it's just because it was edited out. Baby, I'm an open book. I'm like, listen, Chad, let me tell you what we was doing, girl. We was crazy.
They was like, word, that's too much.
Crazy. They was like, okay, this is too much. We bring it back. We bring it back. You know. But I mean, good when you're sharing with people, that transparency, it really helps them connect the dots. And that's one of my big things that I feel like I bring to people, is it's okay to really be you. It's really okay to be you. You know, it's okay to be classy with just a little ratchet if you get wrong, just a little bit.
My ratchet sometimes go way over, child. My ratchet go way to the left, child. They be like, it's hard for me to hold it back. In fact, I'll never forget, because I knew Jewel Tankard from another network marketing company, and we were talking about that, and you were sharing you were in the company too, right?
Yes.
So when I was in this other company, my leader, he one day called me. He was like, Taria, you know what? You a little bit too ratchet in your presentation. This is the thing. Tell me I was too ratchet, so I try to come in there and do like how they be doing, hello everyone, and like no matter how hard I would try, I would always revert right back to Taria, and everybody would always say, we love your presentation, like we love what you did and we love what you said. And so I think that this is another reason why I'm so passionate, and I love stories like yours. I dare someone to try to say, oh, she's not perfect. No, duh, none of us are. Let me ask you this. I gotta ask you this, Queen, because there had to be a moment, a pivotal moment in your life where you were on the wrong side. And then this pivotal moment happened and you discovered that, okay, there's something bigger for me. I got a purpose in life. What was that? What was that moment for you, where you decided like, okay, we need to change something?
So during the period of time that I had the brothel, it started by me just promoting parties, and it actually outgrew me. And I had to take so many drugs just to numb the pain. Honey, I had to pop pills, I had to smoke, and I had to drink all at the same time just to numb the pain. And I was really hiding from my true self, because I knew that deep down inside I had this fire burning, but I was running from it. And honestly, I just had lost focus. You know how you be like, I'm just going to do a little bit. I got lost in the game. I really got lost. It was not intentional. I didn't mean to have a whole brothel. I didn't mean for it to get there. And it was my 21st birthday. And God sends people to speak to me, whether it be through prophecy or through people who don't even have a close relationship with God. He'll do something spectacular. So on this 21st birthday night, I had my sister pull out, who was one of my dancers. I had my front door pull out, say he had a bad feeling. And my boyfriend was like, I don't know if we should do this tonight. My top three riders are like, And I'm like, it's my birthday. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be the last night. And then after this, I'm going to open up a strip club. I'm going to go legit. Okay? This was the master plan. Legit now. We were counting down 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And right before they got ready to say happy birthday, like halfway through the countdown, my security, one of the guys who didn't pull out, came in and he said, Brooklyn, they got the whole house surrounded. And I already knew. My stomach dropped. I went straight to the money box because I said, I'm gonna need some bond money. And, okay, okay.
Keep it real. Keep it real,
Yeah,
right?
and so I hid the little money or whatever, and I was still lit. So I'm like, what y'all doing? It's my birthday party. Y'all need to get up out of here. I was so delusional that I was telling them to get out. That's how delusional I was, sis. You just really think about how
like who the audacity, right?
The
like
audacity,
you're telling them to get out.
Y'all get out of my birthday party at this illegal brothel, please.
Right.
So then I woke up, and I woke up in jail. And as I sobered up, I went into the break room, and I was like, oh, I'm in jail. Okay. And I look at the TV screen, and I see myself on TV. I see my mugshot, and I'm on the news, and it's like headline news. Wow. And my heart just dropped because I thought about my child. I thought about my daughter. And I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Because I always felt like I was slick to keep things under wraps. I felt like I was in control, and I realized I had lost control. Now, what about my family? Everybody, I'm already the black sheep. I didn't have no more stripes left. You know what I mean? And so I'm sitting in there like praying, and I read about the whole Bible, and I just made a pact with God. I said, God, if you give me another chance, because I knew I was looking at 10 years in prison.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm not gonna get out till like 31. I said, God, if you just give me another chance, I know I can do better. And I know whatever I do, I will give you the glory, whatever it is. And I wasn't clear-minded in that moment, but I knew that this was a purposeful moment for me. And it was in that process of being in there that God revealed to me that I had been using my gifts all along, but I was the one being pimped by the devil for my gifts. And I was the one being used.
Come on.
Right?
Ooh. Because the gift that you have is the gift.
Yeah.
Now, how you use it is how you use it.
Exactly.
So come on.
So I have chills on my arm right now just thinking about it. That epiphany that, wait a minute, I'm a hoe right now. I'm being pimped by the devil. Like, you know what I mean? And so my ability to connect with people, my ability to connect people together, my ability to help people to make exchanges amongst each other. You know what I mean? Like, to
get them to believe in themselves. I mean, it take a whole nother type of motivation to get a woman to subject herself to that. You had to motivate them.
Yes, to go from $50 to $5,000. Come on. That took some
girl, you got a skill set I need you to use. Okay. Hello. Wow. Absolutely.
So, as I was making my transition, network marketing was part of that transition. Different businesses, and that's one thing I think we have in common. We're part of that transition of us continuing to hone those gifts in the professional world, so that way we can launch our own businesses and launch into our dreams and our purpose. And I'm grateful.
I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, network marketing for me, honestly, it definitely saved me. It taught me so much as far as like working with people. I always share that. Like, I don't see myself, or I pray that I don't see myself ever back in that space, but it was a stepping stone for me to be where I am today. So we've got women right now, and I know we've got some men as well. We have some men urban CEOs, but specifically to our ladies that are probably in a situation where they don't want to be, regardless of their story. And one thing I don't want us to do is to compare our lives to what Queen Brooklyn has gone through. But you're in a position where this ain't where you're supposed to be, or you are unhappy and you want to transition. What is your advice for those ladies right now? They might even be in tears just listening to your story. And by the way, this is where, if you know someone that's going through something, you got to tag them in this video. Because one thing about us, honey, we ain't judging you. We don't care about what you did, what you done. Don't nobody wake up automatically saying, I want to break the law, I want to do, go against my family. We just trying to survive out here in these streets. And so for that woman that's trying to survive and she's ready to transition, or maybe the woman, she's just doing something she knows she don't, that's not what she's called to do. What is your advice to them?
When I first began my transition, there were 3 R's I had to get real intact with, and it's relationship. The relationship with your source, God, your relationship with yourself, and your relationship with people. It was very crucial for me in my efforts to grow, to really pay attention to those relationships. And one of the relationships I felt like I really got in tune with and was able to give attention to once I removed negative relationships from me was the relationship with myself. I realized that I had never cultivated the relationship with my true self. Like, I never really took time to nurture myself, and I stopped, and whenever I did, it was like I was younger, and so that childlike faith was still down in there, and I had to go back and find it and go back and bring it back to life and nurture it. So we feel like if we get sick, we want to take some medicine, we do all these different things, but what about this machine that we have, that God gave us, that's so dynamic, that includes our mind, that includes our heart, that includes our emotions, our spiritual life, and our physical life, because that is important. It is important what we eat and put in our body. It is important that we exercise. But for me, it was about full immersion. Full immersion. I got up every single morning and laid down before God at 5 a.m. every single morning for 6 months. I let my phone go for 6 months. I had no cell phone for 6 months. Now, I'm not saying y'all got to get rid of your cell phone for 6 months.
You saw my face?
Woo!
No, I understand. Right.
But, if we got the audacity to waste our time that God has given us, when we recognize it's time to make a shift, we got to have the audacity to have the same level of boldness that we had in the street when it comes time to pour into ourselves to go to the next level. And so for me, it was about digging into myself. Meditation has helped me greatly. Learning the art of visualization has helped me greatly. Journaling has helped me greatly. Learning how to properly plan and prioritize, and making sure it's in alignment with my life vision, and that I have a life vision. I'm very clear about what that vision is from the long term and the short term. And then also, I would definitely say coaches. I've worked with some really great coaches that have very much helped me, hold me accountable, show me a lot of the techniques that I know and that I share now as a coach. And so I believe that all of those things are important. And as you're seeking a closer relationship with God, you'll discern and learn more and more that God is more so inside of you than the God in the sky that they talk about. He's inside of you. He's waiting to operate in the earth. He actually cannot function without you pertaining to your particular purpose. And so that's what I'm about, helping women to tap into, and that's what helped me to just really find myself, and helps me to continue to find myself and go to new levels.
I appreciate it and I love it. I just been saying that the whole time because I just love everything about the way that you share and who you are. So I'm just so grateful that we have been connected. I mean, and honestly, we were already indirectly connected, but reconnected. Okay, so right now somebody is like, okay, this is my people right here. This is my person. This is my coach. What is it that they need to do in order to get connected with you?
Absolutely. Well, first, I want to make sure that it's a good fit. I think that's very important because I don't believe in wasting time. Time is valuable. So I like to do a free strategy call just to fill you out, see what your pain point is, and actually give you value on the call and see how I can give you some help on the call, and then discuss how we could possibly move forward together if it's a fit.
Okay, and so if you could, so once we do the strategy session, this is specifically just for women that want to transition into a new space. What's the specific thing that they need to be thinking of? I need to go ahead and connect with her.
Well, I think it's very important as a flower. You have enough soil. Y'all done had enough dirt. Now it's time for some rain. Now it's time for some sunshine. And when I look at that rain, I think about that support. I think about that group. I think about that sunshine. I think about that truth, that enlightenment, that awareness that needs to be had. So I started a movement, Becoming That Girl Mastermind. And it's actually limited to only 20 women at a time. And so in this mastermind, we work with you week by week for 90 days to help you have a transformation, to help you go into that cocoon and to break out of that cocoon with women that are becoming better together. And a lot of these women are specifically trying to birth out a purpose that will bring them through and bring them the coins. But what happens is they have the skill sets, or they have all this education. They done read every book, honey, and worked on everything except for them.
Come on.
And they are stuck and they just are not ready. And my goal is to help them to get ready. That's my goal.
I love it. To learn how to even apply the stuff that you know, right?
Exactly.
Listen, nobody should feel bad if you got this education or you've been taking these programs or courses and you know it, but you just haven't really figured out how to apply it. You should never feel bad in that situation because that's majority of most people out here, especially that do seek any development or personal development. So I love that. Okay. Yes. Mastermind, 90 days, transformation. Okay, so where do they need to go so that they can schedule their free session with you?
Yes, absolutely. So you can fill out an application with me. Hopefully, the link is on here for the free strategy call, or you can go to my Instagram and you can click the link in my bio. It's at Queen Brooklyn is my Instagram, or my Facebook. You can find me at Queen Brooklyn there. But on Instagram, if you just click that link, it's a short application. You can schedule your call right then. It will actually be me calling, not an assistant or anybody. Because some people are like, "Oh my gosh, you actually called." Yes, and the call is to actually bring you value, not just to sell you. So I'm definitely looking for you guys to be very open on your application and really share and fill out the information.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, and you guys have been able to see on her screen the link, the bit.ly link, during the entire interview. But definitely make sure that you hit her up. And when you do, if you go follow her on Instagram or follow her on all the social media platforms, let her know that you saw her on As Real as It Gets TV. Yeah. Last imparting words that you would like to leave to our urban CEOs.
Live life without limits, die empty, and live on your terms. Don't live by anybody else's expectations. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your sister, your friend. Don't let anybody define where you are based on what you should do next. And if you are somewhere that is not giving you life and it's draining the energy out of you, I don't care if you have to be broke, okay? Get away and run fast as you can, because God is our provider. You're just like a burden. I just feel like right now it's some people that are watching that are dealing with stress, anxiety from this pandemic, and worried about provision and worried about what am I going to do next. It's time to shift your focus, because what you focus on grows. And so if you need help shifting that focus, hey, call me now.
Call me now. Absolutely. Well, that is what I'm talking about, Queen Brooklyn. Thank you so much for being here. I know that when we get back into the atmosphere, in fact, I'll be in Atlanta soon, so I'll hit you up about that. Yes, darling. I'm pulling up to the HI. But when we are able to get back into the space of doing some big events, I know that we're going to be doing some stuff together. You are definitely a sister after my own heart, and I am so grateful for you. And I definitely got to make sure we got to have some wine time, Jesus juice time, darling, okay?
Yes, the last dinner.
The last dinner, honey. There's nothing wrong with it.
Let me say this, Quincy. I cannot get off of here without saying this. Watching you inspires me. Oh. Because you are so raw. Like, you get on, and I know sometimes, I know you have to push yourself. I know you don't be feeling like it says, but you do it. That's what matters. You do it, Yeah. And it's not easy. But you make it look easy. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And so you're an inspiration to so many people, and I just love your spirit.
Thank you so much.
And and it's cool when you see a beautiful woman on the outside that's just as beautiful on the inside. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Now you can listen. I try to put a little lash on for you today, child. So don't let me. I'll be quick to snatch it off. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Well, guys, that was another incredible edition with As Real as It Gets TV. We are definitely going to make sure that we bring Queen Brooklyn back up here on the show. You see I'm pulling stuff, but we're going to bring her back on this show. I appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure you hit us up and hit her up. But other than that, that is it for this week, and we going to holler at you on the next show.
Bye.
Bye, deuces.